Hey guys, this is Andre Habet, and today on Big Words with Andre Habet, I'm talking to Lindsey Simard, the organizer of Zine Fest that's going to be happening this October in Houston. Hey Lindsey, what's up?
Hey. Not much.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Just enjoying that it's Friday.
So you're a webcomic. Tell me how that is.
Well, I started making comics. The first comic I ever made was a long time ago, probably, I don't know, like 8 years ago. And I made it just kind of like I was bored. I was in college at the time. Like, I'm bored. I've been reading these so-called alternative comics and graphic novels. And I thought, hey, I'll write a story about whatever, about my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I did, and I didn't really think much about it. And then after college, I moved to San Francisco, and I didn't really have any friends there. I didn't really know anyone, and for a while I didn't have a job, so I was just kind of like, I really could use a hobby. So I started writing comics about my life, and they were really poorly drawn, but I actually had two roommates who were artists, and they were both, well, one of them was supportive. The other one was just kind of like, what are you doing? But one of my roommates was really supportive, and she's like, you'll get better at drawing. Like, just stick with it and you'll get better. So I made about 10 comics, and then I was kind of like, oh, whatever. I started drawing again. And then I just kind of didn't stop. So I started making the comics like every week, almost. And then I just would write about stuff going on in my life, or like stupid things that happened, or funny things that happened, or you know, anything I thought was like a highlight of the week. And so my comic is called Week Highlights, but it's WEAK. Because my life is really not super interesting. I mean, there's been some ups and downs, and people tend to respond the most to the downs, I think. Like, oh, this horrible thing happened, and then I write a comic about it. That usually gets the most response. But I try to just kind of keep it light. And some people think my comics are funny, but other people are just like, they're so sad. I don't understand.
So how do you end up becoming involved in Zine Fest?
Well, I had never published, or, you know, self-published, of course, like any of my comics. I never really tried to get out there. It was just the thing I was doing, and I'm like, well, if I post on the internet, you know, my friends can read it, and, you know, my mom reads it, and she's a mixed blessing. But what happened was that Olivia, who is one of the people who runs Super Happy Funland, she had contacted me saying they needed someone to play music at Zine Fest. Yeah. And I hadn't really heard about it, but I play ukulele, so I'm like, okay, well, I'll play a show, whatever, I don't care. So I went and got a table, and I played ukulele at it, and I thought it was pretty cool. And then the next year, I moved away, and there actually wasn't a Zine Fest, but the next year I came back, and I talked to the person who was organizing it, and I always kind of felt like, I don't know why I felt this way, but I felt like I was like the heir to organizing it for some reason. I just felt like it was something I should do. I know that sounds really weird because it doesn't even make sense, but it was a really good experience. I learned a lot about putting on an event, promotion. Like, I learned so many things that when people ask me in job interviews about, you know, certain experiences or whatever, I can totally point to Zine Fest as this thing where I just kind of learned as I went and really went for it. But I think the main reason that I was like, this needs, that I wanted to help, was because I wanted it to happen. And Houston is not like a lot of places I've lived where it's, well, I should say it's not like San Francisco where you want to do something cool, some other people are probably already going to do it, or they already have something established, or if you don't help out, it'll still happen because more people are kind of into the stuff that I'm into. But here I really do think that if you want something to happen, you have to make it happen. And that's the mixed blessing. So it's like, on one hand, it's like, if you want something to happen, you can just totally make it happen. But on the other hand, it's not like this built-in thing where it's really easy to tap into these people who are already interested in this thing. I mean, sometimes that happens, but I wanted it to happen, so I knew that I had to help out, I guess, as part of it.
So who's your friend here?
This is Oscar Mustard. That's what I named him. I made him as our mascot this year. As we talked about earlier, you saw the cockroach, the giant paper mache cockroach I made last year, because I decided that we should have a theme each year. I don't know if anyone else knows this or cares about what the theme is, honestly.
We should put a banner.
I know. This year's theme is this, but no one really cares. But last year, the cockroach because I think that's the ultimate symbol of Houston and paper media. So I made the cockroach. This year, Gabriel Dieter was kind enough to make some awesome art for us. So he's our featured artist, meaning he designed our website banner and he designed our poster and stuff like that and our materials to hand out.
Let's talk about like Zine Fest a little bit. What dates are what date is it and where's it going to be, and is there any other info you think people should know?
Well, a lot of people don't know what zines are, and zine is short for magazine. They're just kind of little pamphlet things. I have a billion. Basically, you can make them about anything you want. Some people write personal things, like I do, my autobiographical comics in zine form, and some people write other kinds of comics or mini comics that are really popular. Some people write like kind of like a journal. Other people write fiction. Other people do poetry. There's collage zines have been popular. People do all different kinds of things. So that's the thing people should know, because I get asked that a lot.
Okay.
And if you say zine, I'm not going to laugh at you, but you should say zine so you're...
Like a zine. Yeah.
Yeah, people say that. It's fine, but it's zine. Short for magazine. It's October 6th, which is the Saturday, from 3 to 8 p.m. It's at Super Happy Funland, which is over on Polk Street.
Okay.
You can go to our website, zinefesthouston.org. We have a Facebook page too.
Okay.
And you can type Facebook, Zinefest Houston, into the Facebook thing, or you can use Google to find it, or whatever search engine is your choice.
Bing.
Okay, if you're into Bing.
If you don't Google, Bing.
So you can, the cool thing we're doing this year, we did it last year too, is we have a bunch of interviews with people who do zines who are participating this year. We did it last year too, but this year we've had a much bigger response to because I send them a request to, will you fill out some interview questions? And we've had some really insightful responses, really good answers to why they make zines, why they've chosen zines over other things, what they like about making zines in the ZineFest community, what appeals to them about doing do-it-yourself, DIY stuff. So I would highly recommend going to the website, not only to find out what's going on with us and who all is going to be there. There's too many people for me to even list right now. But also to read interviews with people and kind of see samples of what's going to be offered.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so we'll move on to today's serious question. All right, so you do zines. So
yes.
Let's say you weren't doing zines in your alternate universe. What would you be doing instead?
If I wasn't making zines, well, would I still be doing the other stuff I do?
No, it wouldn't be anything you're doing right now.
So none of the hobbies I currently do, I would be doing.
Something you've seen on like a TV and you were like, I'd do that if I could, maybe.
I don't know. This is a hard question. This is a very serious hard question. I would maybe... I would probably either want to... Well, I guess if I can't do like music stuff I do now, this is really hard. I did tell you about my idea that I want to do a TV show about Houston.
Yeah.
So that's probably what I would be doing.
Cool.
In my alternate universe.
I say you do it in this universe.
Or I'd be like, yeah, that's probably a better idea. I mean, really, if I wasn't like doing the stuff I do now, I'd probably be totally crazy and sitting at home crying all the time or something.
Holding your chihuahua mix.
Yeah, holding my chihuahua mix, crying, living with my mom. I probably wouldn't even be together enough to have a dog. I would just, because zines are like, making comics about my life is my outlet. If I didn't have, and music too, if I didn't have those outlets, I don't even want to think about it. In an alternate universe where I'm a very stable person, TV show.
Cool.
But I'd also like that to be the outlet now, eventually.
Awesome. Well, it's been great having you on, Lindsay.
Thank you for having me.
What's the URL for the ZineFest website?
It's just zinefesthouston.org.
Very simple. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. This has been Big Words with Andre Habet. I'm Andre Habet. We'll see you next time.